So this is in the news every day. Deion Sanders situation. Went to Jackson State 3 years ago, 27-5 record.
Killing it.
I guess it was a $1.5 million contract. I think it was for 4 years.
4 years.
Took the job with Colorado. Was that a $29.5 million deal? Let's get right to it. What I'm hearing is, more than anything else, I'm hearing sellout. I'm hearing he sold them a dream, and then he left. Sometimes when he talks or he does an interview, especially when he was leaving, you could see on his face,
Frustration.
yeah, he's not broken, because certain people you're not going to break, but you could see, you know what I mean, as much as you try to be like spiritual and things of that nature, you get a little breakdown, but I don't say breakdown either. That's too strong either. But you could see where there's certain things that start to bother him. Start to eat at you. So I'll start with this question: does Deion Sanders owe anybody anything?
I'll be the first to answer. Hell no. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
What he did was he went to a situation, saw that the situation was bad. He was on TV talking about the fact that there was a high school down the road that had better athletic facilities than Jackson State. He got that turned around. He got them sponsorship that no one else in the business office probably tried to do. Now, for the past 3 years, Jackson State has been in the news. When was the last time you heard Jackson State name on television other than them talking about where Walter Payton went and Robert Brazile went?
In the Saturday college.
Or any time. Yeah. Now, what Prime did was he put them on the map.
Okay.
Now, as a coach, he said that you either ascend or you're terminated. I'll say this once or twice, but I'll never say it again. A lot of niggas took it the wrong way. The truth is, if you're a coach and you don't win, you get fired. You get terminated. If you're a coach and you win, other institutions will come calling. Now, I don't care what anyone says. Jackson State was not his dream job. Jackson State was probably the first one that gave him the opportunity. He made good on the opportunity. He ascended. So now, Colorado came a-calling. He jumped on that job. And I guarantee you, that's not his dream job. I wouldn't be surprised if Florida State, where he went to, was his dream job.
So what about people saying, when they say, you only look at it as success and making it when it's a white Power 5, as opposed if he would have stayed at Jackson State longer and grew it up bigger?
Well, here's the thing. Regardless if it's a white Power 5, their football team is 80% black. Where Jackson was probably 99% black. So there's still brothers going to Jackson State, there's still brothers going to Colorado, and they're all playing football. So to me, that's all bullshit. It's like, we have that crabs in a bucket mentality. Okay, now, when someone tries to pull out, pull it back in. Now, the good thing about the situation is they're going to bring somebody else in to take over for what he started. That's a plus. Now, I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but there are 3 ex-NFL players coaching in the HBCUs right now as a head coach. And the only reason I know, they were doing a feature on Deion Sanders, and they brought it up. They don't bring it up, we don't know. It's Eddie George and somebody else. I don't remember his name.
Jackson.
Yeah. Other than that, if they don't bring it up, we don't know.
Forget the other one.
Now, if Deion Sanders ascends in Colorado, someone else will come calling. And if it's Florida State, I'm sure he's going to leave. That might be his dream position, Florida State. just like right now, the best, I think the most coveted coaching position right now would be the head coach for Alabama, even though they're probably not going to make the quote-unquote playoffs. There's not a if Nick Saban said, you know what, I'm done. There is not a coach in this country that's not going to apply for that job. Not a coach. There could be a coach who's playing for the national championship. His ass will probably go because he knows once all school players are gone, he'll be depleted. I don't get our people. I really don't. A man does what he's supposed to do. He does his job. He moves on. Like me, John and I were talking just before we started about Fansville, the Dr. Pepper commercial. States looking for a new coach. They go through the woods and they see the coaching carousel. That's what college is. You either gonna make it or you ain't. And the fact that these brothers is coming on shows talking about Deion Sanders and selling out.
It's worse than that. I've seen people just come out and say they hope he fails. That I've never seen.
You know why? Because that's that crabs in the bucket mentality, and it's the ones who ain't doing nothing. You know, because if you're not coach, you know how hard it is, and we're not even at that level. You know, your success rate.
True. Everybody can't.
Your success rate isn't that good.
Everybody cannot coach.
Right. And this is a guy that's 27-5 in 3 years. He can coach.
All right, John.
Yo, I mean, this is simple. You know, we look at our black men. We look for any reason to tear each other down, tear them down. We can't achieve something without there being a problem with that. So you know, let's look at it. I mean, we're talking about a brother who took. Now I don't know. I know Prime was the man back in the 90s, even when I was living in Georgia, and I couldn't stand the Atlanta Hawks, Falcons, because you would have MC Hammer, him on the sideline. I mean, they were goofy to me back then. I mean, I loved MC Hammer, but I thought Deion was like goofy. I was like, okay, whatever, man. Like, you do your thing, you know, blah blah blah. But Primetime has made a name for himself. He's made a business. He's made a, you know, there's a brand for Primetime, and I don't know if a $1.5 million, you know, contract matters to him so much, considering he gave half of it away. More than half of it away to make sure, like he said, look, go ahead and give me all my check. I want you to take this money and put it into the facilities of the college.
And he was cutting grass.
Okay, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, if it's about the money, he's not going to be giving the money away. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. He had a school, Prime Prep or something like that. Prime Prep. Okay, so we're looking out for the young ones, right? What else? Everything about him, the people that he knows, Walmart, all these brands that help that school, help the students.
Through him.
Who got him suits? Michael Strahan. He made sure the brothers got all had suits, and that's what he's like, no, that's what we're gonna do. Y'all going to work. We'll make sure y'all got suits. He ain't just talk about it. He did it. Everything that he said he was going to do at that school, he did it within a few years. Okay, or at least he set the stage for it. And the same people that are complaining about this brother who then goes to a PWI school, you know, we know predominantly white people there. You know, black head coach. I'm gonna say it again. Black head coach of an all-white institution, which we have a whole bunch of those, right? There's a whole bunch of black coaches in college, right? You know, whole bunch, right? No, there isn't. Okay, so we can't even be happy about that. You know, we can't even say, okay, we have a brother who's coaching a school that's predominantly white. But you know what? I bet you this, as I think what was said, I bet you see some more black coaches come through there that have more opportunities to show what they can do for these schools. I bet you might even find more black players. But these people who are complaining, are these the same ones? I'm going to keep it local for those of you for people who don't know the areas. We know the areas. Are these the same people who now went from Homewood to Monroeville? Are these the same people who moved out of the hood to go someplace else? Did you build a house in your neighborhood? Did you invest in your community? Did you invest in the HBCU? Does any of your money go out every month to your HBCU that you never went to, but you worried about black students and athletes and things? Because if not, why are you complaining? I don't understand why you're complaining. This brother really has achieved. I mean, outside of being primetime, this brother's given a lot. He could be real selfish, but he's given a lot of himself. And I think Mike Tomlin is one of a few black coaches in the NFL. Deion Sanders is one of the few black coaches in college football. And and that's all I'm gonna say to it. I mean, the brother didn't. You can't hate on the brother for that, man.
Not coach, but head coach.
I'm sorry. See, we gotta make sure we put that up there.
Head coach.
Head coach. We got coaches. We got guys running around.
That matters.
But head coach does matter. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you could say it's because of Prime, but Prime's always been Prime. He just showed that he could take a football team from nothing and make it one of the most feared programs within a matter of a few years. And that's what got him that job. Because he's always been out there. He's always been there. You could have plucked him out anytime you wanted to if you had any faith in him, but he had to show what he could do. He changed programs around. And you have, of course, the money going to go up when you go to a big school. You're going to have a salary.
Right.
It's a different kind of salary. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just what it is. It's like, you could work at Spirit Airlines or you could work, that's some other joint, Delta, where you getting paid a little bit more, probably got more benefits, all that good stuff. So it's not. Don't hate on the brother. I say support the brother and the fact that you want a brother to fail in anything, you gotta look at yourself and figure out why you hating so much. I mean, what's wrong with you?
It's a serious flaw if you're hoping somebody fails.
Yeah, it's funny because these are the same people who probably started off as teenagers working fast food. Went on to bigger and better things, but that's okay. But see, the thing I find with our people, it's different when you're not regular people.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'll explain.
Okay.
It'll be off topic, but hopefully you get the
tied up. Yeah.
Okay. Had a conversation while getting my hair cut. About Tom Brady.
Okay.
And I said that his wife was selfish. And the guy said, why? I said, because she knew that playing football is what he did. And she signed up for it. So you wait until he decides to walk away. Because there's only two ways to walk away. You retire or you get kicked out. Well, no, he's wrong because he's supposed to retire. I said, why? His wife wanted him to. I said, yeah, but she's not paying his bills. So then you say something from the perspective of what would you do? Oh, I got to work. Why? Why? If your wife wants to retire, why you at work? And that's different. Why? Because he plays in the NFL. Well, why is that different? The jobs are different. People are the same. And that's what it is. It's looked at as if there's more money and prestige involved, then everything changes. Everything should change. That's the problem.
I think so. I think I just let me think about that whole aspect. You think about how you're just supposed to, especially when you're doing something that you love.
Right.
And you got with me at that time when I was doing something that I love.
Right.
Why you want me to stop doing what I love?
Selfish.
Who's selfish? And at the end of the day, it's not going to be forever. I mean,
right.
No, none of these jobs are forever.
None of these jobs are forever. I mean, Tom Brady, you got to understand Tom Brady's doing something that's never been done. He's into breaking records. He's into defying the odds. And he's done that throughout his entire career. Not to mention he's probably he's the oldest guy out there throwing the ball around. Mm-hmm. Still, not as nearly as good as it used to be, but competitive enough. I mean, I'm saying he's out there still playing. So.
All right. So here's where I come in. I watched it from the beginning. I watched it from the time he took the job. And I watch the speeches to the student athletes. I watch the remodeling of the facilities, basically. Not only did I watch him get them a field, I actually saw him go to another team and try to get them a practice field. Right. For me, it's different. I'll tell you why. When he would give them speeches on Instagram and stuff, and he showed the student athletes and all that. Now, this is just me. I don't have the data. I don't have anything. I'm watching it. I'm thinking to myself, I would bet money. I would bet everything I have. Most of those guys don't have dads. And nobody wants to talk about the fact how he was more than a coach. And you could see it. Mm-hmm. You could see it on the field. Matter of fact, just laying down the law the way he lays down the law. No cell phones. Don't want nobody smoking weed. No earrings, all that other stuff. I was all over the place because I felt like what he gave them, I believe a lot of them would have never had. I do. I just honestly feel that way.
He knows it.
Well, but I also feel like this. People aren't looking at this as well. So I got a few points. Man, I got a lot of points. Sometimes people come into your life for a season. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They come in your life, they touch your life. You may not even understand what's going on at the time. What he did for those young men, they may never have gotten. You know what I mean? With any other coach. I don't care what his race is or anything, what he gave them on that level and on that perspective, they'll never forget and they'll carry that with them their whole life. You know what I mean? Like he's our age, so we get it. We I think that's another thing too. When you look at the way things are today, where everybody lets everybody run wild and everything is out of control, and we just accept it. We make videos of it. Here. I'll put it like this. Our worst is entertainment for everybody else. Well, he wasn't having that. And they got a taste of that for 3 years. So as far as him leaving something, in my opinion, that's what the most important thing that he left. And that could last forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if every time we did his show, I told you stories about something somebody said or something somebody did that still resonates with me today, you guys would be amazed. So imagine if I was in that room every time he gave them speeches and stuff like that. And he expected the most out of them. Now here's the kicker. He didn't just affect them. He affected me. We're about the same age. I might be a year or two older than him.
Probably a couple years older.
All right, here's this man who's had clots in his legs. You can see how his hands are from playing and everything else. And he gets up. You know what I'm saying? Not only does he get up, he's doing all these other things. I watched that, and that's what I'm about. I'm about at this age. I'm about getting up. I'm about doing things. I work full time and we do this. This is what I'm about. So how I'm gonna knock somebody who's, like we said, we come from that town where you're not gonna outwork me. You're not gonna out hustle me. You'll be bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me, but you will not. Mm-hmm. That's not gonna happen.
Right, because we'll find a way to even it out.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. And that's what he's from. So my question to you guys is, can you ascend and somebody not feel some kind of way?
Yeah.
Because from the African perspective, you could go out into the world and bring back. We see cultures do it all the time. So why are we mad at him going out into the world? He could still do things. And then I heard about the ticket sales or whatever weren't being counted properly or whatever, and that was part of his money. I looked into all of it.
Right.
So.
Right. He wasn't getting.
Right.
He wasn't over there talking and all that.
So I think when you look at that picture, how would you feel? How would You know what I mean? And then this opportunity, you know, there was a journalist. He said this. He said he's mad because when Deion came to Jackson State, Deion said God called him to go to Jackson State. God can't make another call?
Wait a minute.
He can't make another call?
Wait a minute. But did Deion say, he called me to come, but he didn't call me to stay? See, here's the thing, and from a coaching perspective, you got to be a damn fool if you think that he was going to retire from Jackson State. You got to be a damn fool. Now, here's the thing. He was doing his coaching thing, his high school thing. He got an opportunity. It just so happened to be at HBCU.
Right.
Now, once you're successful, somebody else wants a part of that success. Somebody else wants you to bring success to them.
Well, the criticism of that was he only wanted a head coaching job. He didn't want an assistant and all that other stuff. My feeling about that is, if you could get the head coaching job,
right? But see,
get it.
Right. But see, the thing about it, that's kind of like I would say it's not bullshit on his part. It's bullshit on their part for trying to make him go up the ladder. Because if this guy played football, if this guy studied football, then you have to understand this guy knows football.
But not only that, he's also willing to bring in the top people to HBCU. They're meeting NFL guys who are showing them techniques.
Right.
Not Joe from around the corner who was the best midget league player we've ever seen in our life.
But that speaks volumes, because when I was in high school, our head coach, he brought us some guys he played with at Pitt to show us some stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's a different world.
Exactly.
Because you're being taught like NFL guys.
Right. Now, I don't think this guy played in the league, but that doesn't matter because this guy played at a college. He played at a college that I knew.
So imagine NFL guys coming to teach your players.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Right.
Well, that,
Right.
Come on, let's be honest.
Right.
That wouldn't have happened if he wouldn't have came there.
No, I mean,
you see what I'm saying?
I would assume that maybe alumni from Jackson State may have showed up for a game or two, but maybe watched the practice.
No, I remember when the game when he did a call out for alumni to come. Mm-hmm. You know, I watched, bro.
Yeah.
I was watching everything, and like he said, here's what he said. He said he explained that he doesn't have the recruiting dollars of like an Alabama.
Right.
So what he did was he used Instagram as his recruiting tool. Mm-hmm. That's why you see all the Instagram videos. Because if you're a prospective student athlete, you could actually tune in every day and see what's going on. You pretty much see the school. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can see the work ethic. You can see all the uniforms. They have a lot of uniforms.
Because he got new uniforms.
And only Oregon has more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not gonna catch Oregon.
Wait, but Oregon, they get new ones every month.
Yeah, you're not gonna catch Oregon. You don't even know what Oregon's gonna wear.
Not at all. You can't imagine the color combination they're coming out with the following week.
So so that's where I come from. When I watched I watched the whole thing. Now, before I get into another thing, one of the criticisms I heard was about his personality. A lot of times, if you don't have that big personality, you don't draw anything to you. Like, we live in a time now where, here, I'll give you an example. And this sounds wrong. I don't want to say I don't like it. But in the NFL, when there's an interception and you're losing, I just don't believe everybody should run to the end zone and do the picture thing and all that.
Right.
But they're drawing attention to themselves, and that's the time we live in. I accept that. This is the me thing. We could be a lot more popular if I was to do some of the dumb stuff that everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? We could bring women in here. We could do all kind of stuff, and we would get a lot more views, a lot more subscriptions. We would blow up a hell of a lot faster. People would love us. I don't have a problem with his using his personality as a way to be able to navigate.
Yeah.
And it's not negative. He hasn't done anything negative. He hasn't been arrested or not. Yeah. He's not using it in that light. He's not making it rain. You know what I'm saying?
Look at it like this. Okay, you're Nick Saban or a recruiter from Alabama.
Okay.
You go into a recruit's house. That recruiting visit should be about six minutes tops. You walk in, reach into your inside pocket, pull out your business card. As you hand it to the recruit, you have all of your championship rings in plain view. You say, "I'm so and so. Give me a call when you make me mad. I'll see you later." What more does he have to do at Alabama?
Right.
Now look at someone like Deion. Look what he had to do. Like that Instagram thing was smart.
Yeah, because those kids don't know him like we know him.
Right.
I watch him all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I go back as far as Florida State.
Right. And it's unfortunate he never played for any of my teams. So I know who he is. I know who he was.
Yeah.
Never. All the teams he played for 4 teams that I could think of. None of it played for my squad. So I know who this brother was. And I know who he is. And that flash has always gotten him the camera. But like I said, you don't see no arrest jacket. And as flashy as he was, I gotta be honest with you, I don't quite remember him being around the hose, if you will, because that's usually accompanies, you know what I mean?
Well, one of the things he said was he wanted when he came out of school, he wanted top dollar. He came up with Bram Jam to draw attention to himself.
He was already working it.
Right.
He was marketing himself.
Right. So he was creating a brand before we created brands.
He was ahead of his time.
Right. So when he got drafted, he had a pretty penny for being drafted because of who he was, and he
used that.
And he did not disappoint.
Jackson State's flying American Airlines to go to their games.
But why is that? That's because of him.
Because of him.
And that's and see, and my thing is those connections that he has have they've all benefited from, and he's put them out there. He didn't just like he said, oh well, we need this. Well, let me get on the phone. Let me make this happen. Hey y'all. So from now on, I need y'all to deal with this school. Under Armour. All had Under Armour stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just feel like I feel like what people believe is that you can't ever want anything for yourself. You have to always you got to be given everything of yourself, and you can't want nothing for yourself.
Right.
And that's just a bad perception. I mean, when I think about my life and I think about how I went to a center, made an impact, I believe, did some brought some new things to that center that they never had, but I left. And I left because I had to go I had to do some things for myself too. If I'd have stayed there, I would be, oh my gosh, I would be completely broke. I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't be standing here.
The difference is you're John Harrison, not John Harrison. That's the difference. If you were John Harrison, they'd been all over your ass stuff, man. Do you believe this dude? He didn't come here and he didn't got his money, and now he leaving everybody.
See, and that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like I had to give of myself to do that, and it's because you want to. And I think,
exactly.
And I think that's what Prime was about, in the sense that look, I don't have to come off of my own. I mean, you gave me this salary that I really don't even need.
Right.
And let's just be real about it. If he doesn't hurt for money.
But that's what I mean about going out into the world, getting it, and returning. We don't know what he's going to do in the future.
Right.
And like you're saying, now with that bag, and probably many more bags, being a Power 5, you could return home. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And don't ever forget, fellas, don't ever forget, they have a list made up before you become successful of what they want. Our people already know what they want when you're considering an opportunity. They already know what they want from you. It's known. If you say, I'm going to put out applications, the wheels are already starting to turn. If he gets that job, this is what I want. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Don't have a disgruntled baby mama. That list.
Right.
And they ready. So I think that's part of it as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm one of the people that wanted to see the HBCU dream as unrealistic, like you said, as it is, that he stayed. And, my dream was too, like I say, helping the other schools and helping build up. Yeah, I wanted to see that like everybody else. You know what I mean?
But Prime can't do it by himself. Like,
but people want you to do it by yourself.
yeah, I mean,
They're not going to assist you, but they that's on your back, bro. That's on your back.
look, Prime ain't trying to dance around. Like, there's one Prime, and there's a million brothers out here right now that got a couple dollars that if they wanted to go do something at an HBCU, they can go do it. Okay, Prime just showed you that if you want to give a little bit of your time to a school, you can make a difference. Look what I just did. You know what I'm saying? And why we always got to put on one person to do everything, and then when they want something for themselves or they want to do something, and I don't even think it's really just for themselves. Because I honestly believe that just because you went to that school doesn't mean that you don't have something else in mind. Like, hey, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna do things the way I do it, and the best way I think we can do it is if I get this brother over here to help me out, if I get that sister over there, that brother over there to help me out, and we're gonna make this happen over here at Colorado State, or I'm leaving. How about that?
But he is taking people with him.
Yes, he is.
The head coach from the HBCU, I can't remember his name. Sorry, I can't remember the name of the school. But he's going as well. This is what people don't want to look at. People don't want to look at the fact you're doing this, but you're also taking people with you.
Which means that they're good people.
Well, not only that, you're taking your blessing and you're blessing somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like I said.
That second phone call, when God called,
Yeah.
Take some of these people with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before I get off the line.
Now,
Take some of these people with you.
Now, can you imagine how many pissed off people there will be if in like 3 years that school is successful? Not 3 years to be successful, but to be successful over a 3 year span.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna piss off a lot of people.
Well, I'll be honest with you. You brought it up, so I'm gonna tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he's successful, I predicted in the 3rd year, because of how many student athletes want to go there. Yeah, there's a possibility it could happen sooner.
Yeah, Look at it like this.
Okay.
You're going to be coached by a Hall of Fame NFL player.
He's been in every situation.
Exactly.
Dude, I watched Warren Sapp go down there. I watched a ton of players go down there. They didn't just speak. They were showing the guys different techniques and things like that. You know what I mean? And I kept up with the games.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said either 112 or 121 points in like 11 games or something like that. They gave up something like that.
Yeah, that's like 10 points a game. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's the touchdown at the end of the game when
when the guys on the field got the throwback jerseys on, they got their original jersey from the school.
When they let everybody's mom come down to the sideline. So
We're just gonna get off that brother. That's all. We just need to get off the brother and let him.
Well, you gotta let him do his thing.
I gotta be honest with you, man.
Okay.
If it wasn't Deion, I don't think that he would get as much. He would get flack, but not as much flack. No.
You're right.
No,
Yeah.
make your point.
But because
Make your point.
everybody hates a confident man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody hates a confident man.
Dude. And let me tell you something else that I believe. I believe too. He's got the best haters. He's got the I want his haters.
But wait a minute, he's got haters probably from. He's probably got haters from Major League,
Bruh.
Pop Warner League.
When I read all this, there's even a pastor, some type of clergyman that hopes that he fails.
That's the
Yeah.
That's the
I won't say his name, but yeah.
The president of the HBCU.
I don't think he deserves to say his name.
Yeah.
But these are primetime haters.
Right.
I want these haters. Because they ain't gonna hate on you like this unless you doing something big.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, my haters read on a 3rd grade level. I don't know how far I'm going.
That don't count.
I don't know how far I'm gonna make it, bro.
I don't think my haters went to college. So
Dude, these are the top level haters. These are the people who spend their lives worrying about everybody else's business. I need about 10 of them so we can elevate this show. You know what I'm saying? Dude, and this is crazy. This is ridiculous. But they say the best revenge is living well.
yeah, and he's been living well for a long time.
You know?
Really has.